been getting together here for years and years to talk about the early days of single sideband. This is K5LYN. My name's Lynn. I'm in Austin. And I went all the way back to day number 1 in terms of single sideband this evening. This was back when I always like to say General Eisenhower was thinking about being president someday. And if you happen to have one of the first black and white TVs, you might catch I Love Lucy on TV. This is the Central Electronics 10A from the year 1951. Wes Shum built it in the basement of his house in Chicago and started selling it to his friends. Finally, after a while, got it on the market, becoming the first commercial single sideband phasing type exciter available to the world. And I'm using it with a Drake R4 receiver. That's drive the 5 watts out of the 10A's, driving a converted Night Kit Novice rig, which then drives my Drake L4B up to about 450 watts this evening. Buy-sell trades are appropriate if they're vintage radio related. So let's talk to the folks we got on the list. Hey, KB5ZIV. Talk to us, Jim, K5LYN.
All right, Lynn. I know I've been absent a lot. I have a lot of responsibilities these days. So anyway, I'm not on my boat anchor as such. The radio's driving an older Clipperton L that has a different logo than most of them, and this one was built for a DX Expedition. I think they built 50 of them. So it has a little different logo, and it's working pretty good. I still need a little TLC with it, but I think I got a deal going with Round Emlyn 3001, so I'm going to hold up on doing that, but I do have a older, real high gain Ham 4 rotator if somebody needs that. I do have some other stuff down there. I just don't remember what it is. So if y'all want to look me up on QRZ, you can drop me an email. I enjoy. I usually listen. I don't say a whole lot most of the time. I do a lot of listening these days. I have to. My 90-year-old mother keeps me very busy, guys. So but let's see. I started doing this Boat Anchors Net in 2002, 2003, somewhere in there when Betty was still alive. So and I think Lynn was helping us back then. That'll give you an idea how long I've been here. KB5ZIV.
Yeah, well, we need to keep this equipment moving around, Jim, so I'm glad you're here, A lot of us talk about how we wanted to have the radios we couldn't own when we were 15 years old, but we can have them now. But nobody's replacing us. Nobody's coming along to repeat that. So let's keep these radios out there and on the market and available. Anything else? Good to hear you this evening, Jim. Back to you for one more.
Oh, yeah, I do have a couple guys here in town. I can't work on that smaller stuff anymore, so... But I need to teach guys how to work on these amplifiers and some of the older radios that I know about, like the 101s and some of the Swans. So that's something you need to find these younger guys that are willing to learn. And they're out there. You just got to find them. So you guys look around a little bit. KB5ZIV.
Well, we'll keep our eye out, Jim. Great to hear you this evening. All right, Mr. K5PEP. What do you say, Pepper? Talk to us. K5LYN.
Well, you're sounding good there, and I really appreciate you inviting me on to the Boat Anchors Net. I'm on a Flex 6700, so I'm not on a boat anchor, but I know it takes a lot of work and dedication for y'all to keep these on the air. And I listen to it almost every Wednesday, so I sure appreciate it, each and every one of you. And I sure enjoy listening to the old boat anchors. K5PEP, back to net control.
Well, Pepper, I think you guys can do us a favor, you know. You got that flex there, and you can see this station here. You can probably see a little carrier and a lot of other things going on. And whenever it's time for me to stop talking because I'm off frequency, come in and say so. That's your contribution, and we'll appreciate it. Good to hear you, Pepper. All right, hey, KK5DR, Matt, you still over there somewhere? K5LYN.
Yeah, last I checked, I'm somewhere here. This is Kilo 5 Delta Radio. Name is Matt, and located 50 miles due east of Austin, out here on the Fat Chicken Ranch. And not running a boat anchor tonight. Well, on transceiver, not running a boat anchor there. On my SDR, the Apache Labs Anon 7000 Mark II i7, and that is driving a converted SB230, Heathkit SB230 converted over to GI7BT, single GI7BT, 50 watts in, 500 watts out, and that's all going up into a double ZEP at 60 feet off the ground, 250 foot long, balance fed, and all that good stuff. And got some old parts in the coupler and all that, 1946 date codes on them, old military surplus. And the only thing I've been doing lately is converting an Alpha 76 over to a pair of 3CX800s. Just finished it up Sunday. It's ready to go back home, and that'll be the last one, folks. I'm not going to do any more 3CX800s. They're getting way too expensive, so I won't be doing any more of them. GI7BT, you know, that's a possibility, but not 3CX800s. So that's what we've been doing lately, Lynn. Back to you, KK5DR.
Okay, Matt, nicely done. Hey, a quick question about your noise situation out there in the country. You and I were hearing Dan about the same, I think, a while ago, and I was thinking that here in the city that it'd be a lot noisier, but are y'all, sometimes I had noise out there in the country too. What's your noise situation like here this summer?
It's just frying bacon. It ranges in intensity, depends on the solar radiation. And no line noise or anything, just the frying bacon atmospherics of the heat. And so it's about normal.
Okay. Mine is worse in the summer repeatedly, but gradually gets better as the summer wears on. Just curiosity on my part. Thanks for your thoughts, Matt. Okay, I did not hear Jimmy, KC5WLF. What do you say, Jimmy?
Hey, Lynn. This is Jimmy, KC5WLF. I've got a little small problem with my 101 ZD, so it's in the looking at stage, trying to get it back right. But I'm talking on my on a 991 Alpha right now, using my Tentec amp and all center fed dipole. But everybody's sounding good, and I'm right on frequency. And so far, I hadn't heard you or anybody really drift off frequency. And I'm enjoying the net tonight. So good evening, everybody. This is Jimmy, KC5WLF.
Okay, good luck with that project. Hope you get it all worked out, and there's a lot of expertise to be found here. So if you need some advice, go for it. Good to hear you this evening. Okay, my friend on the Heathkit SB10, he's the only guy besides me that I know of that has one on these days. AG5XP, talk to us, Kenneth.
Yeah, thank you, Lynn, for picking me up the other night. This Kenneth AG5XP up here in Brownwood, get that out the way. And tonight I'm on a single sideband adapter, the OSB10. I'm using a Johnson Viking 1 from a carrier. Got a link coupled to one of the stages in the oscillator section and feeding it back into the PA, the old single 4D32 tube, and give me about 40 watts to drive my Gonset GSB 201, get about 500 watts out of it. Got you listening to you on the old helicopter SX101. Got it hooked up to the D104 mic. Got a how element in this particular mic. Hope it sounds okay. And going at a G5 RV antenna. And that's what we got over here, Lynn. Yeah, back to you.
All right, let me ask you a question. I've heard that station several times. To me, the audio is a little bit ragged this evening, Kenneth. Is there something different that we're hearing tonight than when you first put that on, different microphone or anything else?
Yeah, there's something going on with my oscillator section. Give me some noise of some sort. I hadn't really figured out what's going on there yet, but hopefully the next time I'll have it figured out.
Okay, it's not hum and it's not RF. I'm not sure why it's a little bit ragged. Any chance it's the microphone?
Oh, it's possible. I've used this microphone stand before, but this is a different head that's on it. But I've used this head on my other gun set setup, and it's working okay. So hard to say, but I'll check into it.
Okay, if you want to listen to anything different in a little bit, come back here in a little bit, and we can sure do that. Okay, I'm going to pick up my neighbor George, and then Jay, I'll give it to you, and I'll tell you the 4 that I've got remaining on my list there. TXW, George, talk to us, K5LYN.
Hello, Lynn, and around the net for the finest hour of amateur radio for the week. I'm on the S line, 32S175S330L1, the power supply, the speaker, Shure 444, out to the new dipole still up in the air out in the woods here. So that's it, WB5TXW back to net.
And still sounding spectacular. Boy, when we get the call-ins right, they're hard to beat. And I'm going to have to miss breakfast the next couple of weeks because the only day I can get some help with my backyard plumbing project is on a Saturday and Sunday mornings, the way construction crews are these days. So you guys carry on and get back with you as soon as I can. Okay, hey, Jay, you there? I got K5LT, W5DK, KA5CXG, and KC5L Tom in there. KM5QS, K5LYN.
Okay, all righty. Yep, I think I managed to get all that down. So this is JKM5QS. Tonight I am not on my Kenwood 820. There's nothing wrong with it. I just didn't have time to get everything fired up. I am using a 1980s amplifier, Alpha 374A, and a homebrew antenna tuner and a homebrew antenna. The antenna tuner was designed by Richard Mazurs, built on a piece of plywood. Matt, KK5DR, built the original version. I got it from him, and I've rebuilt it 2 or 3 times, just, fooling around with it. Anyway, works pretty good. It'll take anything you want to throw at it. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, LT, go ahead, sir. Your turn.
Well, good evening, Jay, and everyone else on the net. This is Lyle, Lima Yankee Lima Echo, K5LT, located outside of Bernie, Texas, about 30 miles north of San Antonio, up in the hill country, where it's also hot. I got to spend the past week or so up in the cool parts of Yellowstone National Park and enjoying the 60-degree weather up there. And man, when I got off the airplane back in San Antonio, that about died when I walked outside. It was hot and humid, and that took my breath away. So slowly getting readjusted back to the heat again. And the only good thing I can say about the heat is the warm-up time on the radio is definitely a whole lot shorter now. It's already warm when you turn it on. So that's the only good thing I can say about the heat. So tonight I am running the usual, running the Heathkit SB101, going into the Heathkit SB221 amplifier, out to a double extended ZEP antenna and run through the cedar trees. And hopefully I'm not setting them on fire tonight. So that's all I got. Back to you, Jay. K5LT.
Okay, Lyle. Good deal. Sounding fine as usual. No problems on this end. It's actually a little quiet. Maybe we'll get have a few quiet days on the air before the rain showers start up here. Hopefully, we sure use the rain. W5DK. Go ahead, Don.
Yeah. All right. Evening, Jay, and evening to my neighbor Lyle there. Everybody. Whiskey 5 Delta Kilo, and I'm in Spring Branch, Comal County, north of San Antonio. And I'm on my normal Drake TR4 station with a D104. And I have an L4 amp running legal and out to a double extended ZEP with the ladder line and all that stuff, 70-something feet. Appreciate y'all running the net. you and Lynn, and whoever else picks up maybe, and we'll give it back to you. W5DK.
Okay, Don. Good deal. Alrighty, K5CXG. How you doing, Bob? Caught him away from the radio, I bet you. Kilo Alpha 5, Charlie X-Ray Golf. You out there, Bob?
You better believe it. I'm out here, K5CXG, out in hot San Angelo. It's still about 104. Not much going on the old 30L1 and the old Merch tuner. That's pretty old. Sold it about 40-something years ago. And got a hold of it. Got a 751. Now, it's not a boat anchor, but if you had a child when it was new, it's a good bet you've got grandkids in middle school now. So it's getting some age on it. Now, other than that, we're doing all right. Hope to get one of the other boat anchors on pretty soon. Everybody have a good week, and stay cool if you can. K5CXG.
All right. Well, that high pressure zone's moving east, so we're supposed to get a little bit of relief. I don't know how long it'll last, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, that old 751A sounding good. It ought to qualify. It's old enough. It should be. Just doesn't have enough tubes in it. That's anyway, whatever. All right. Thank you, Bob. KC5L, Tom, your turn.
Good evening, Jay, the Boat Anchors Net. Tom, KC5L in San Antonio. And tonight we're talking on the usual here, the Central Electronics 200V. Driving the 600L amplifier. That's going to the Johnson KW Matchbox and a homebrew doublet of about 15 feet. The microphone is a D104, and we're listening on the R390A. And that's about all I have this evening, so back to you, KC5L.
All righty. Good deal, Tom. All that'll work. Well, let me see here. That's all that Lynn gave me, but I remember hearing a fellow in Houston up there, K8WOZ. Are you there, Dan?
Yeah, hello, Jay. And it's good to hear you. You got a good, strong signal down here. Most everybody else, well, no, I wouldn't say there's a couple stations. Seems like that Austin area is kind of weak tonight, and most nights. I don't know why, but anyway, you're good and strong. That's all that matters. This is Dan, KWOZ Houston. And we recovered from a nasty experience with weather and power and crap Friday night, but we're just running the Kenwood TS830 with the matching band scope. Got the matching antenna, VFO that I got working again just about an hour ago. Driving a homebrew pair of 813s, about 850 watts. And the antenna is an inverted V up about 42 feet. It's not facing any direction in particular because it's arranged in an L along the corner property lines. And that's about it from here. But everybody sounds good. They're just some weak directions for some reason. That's it, Jay. Thank you very much. KWOZ.
All right. Well, with the weather the way it's been and the heat indexes and all that stuff, there's no telling what that's doing to propagation, so you never know. But anyway, you said you had an experience. You didn't have a strike or anything, did you, Friday night?
No, I think it was just the wind blowing. It was actually a fairly new cable. Went from a pole across the street to a pole in my side yard here. It was flapping around. I was trying to get my truck in the barn because of the $half, quarter-size hail that was coming down. Man, I got my head whacked and got soaked putting my truck in the barn to protect it. And just as I turned to walk towards the house, I saw a flash out of the corner of my eye, but I didn't know what it was. But when I got in the house, everything was surging. And that went on for a couple of days, and finally I got the power company out Monday to fix it. It just, the ground for the neutral on that 3-wire bundle coming off that pole over there snapped right on the local pole here, so they replaced the whole thing.
Wow. Well, did you get a chance to use that Generac, or have you got it hooked up yet?
Oh yeah, it's it was running, but what happened was I didn't know what the problem was because I assumed it might have been that, but it looked like everything was connected all right. I even had an electrician over here on Saturday, and he said it acts like that, but he couldn't see any broken wires up there either. He says, but I wouldn't start up your generator because if it's something in the house, which it appears to be, you might burn something up in the generator. He said, we got to get the power company over here to take care of their end first. So I had to wait till Monday to get that done.
I'll be darned. Oh, okay. Well, well, you've got it anyway. Now, they do come in handy.
Oh, yeah.
All righty. Well, good luck with all that. All right, let me see. Let me take one or two more, and then I'll turn it over to Rusty if he's up there, and we'll see what happens after that. So, who's next for the Boat Anchors Unlimited?
Whiskey Alpha 5, Delta, Sierra, Sierra.
All right, Delta, Sierra, Sierra. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is WA5DSS, Bill in Kerrville, and tonight we're on a TS520. It's going into an inverted V. We have also the tuner, the AT200. So that's the situation here, Jay. WA5DSS, back to net.
Okay, Bill. Sounds fine down here. It's working for you. All right, folks. If I can gather one more, then I'll turn it over to Rusty, and let's see what he can do. So, is there one more out there who wants to join in?
Whiskey Alpha 5, Edward David X-Ray.
Hey, Byron, go ahead.
Hey there, Jay, and everybody else on the net. Having a hot one up here in Bluffdale tonight, but that's okay. The old TS830S is still hanging in there and working fine. So it's same old rig, and same old inverted V, same old MC50 mic. Shout out to my old high school buddy there, Bill, DSS, down south. He's probably hotter than I am. We go way back, don't we, Bill? So stay cool, everybody, and have a safe 4th. The 4th will be here before we get on here again. So stay safe, but have a good time. Eat a lot of hot dogs and drink some 807s. Back to you, Jay. Thanks again running the net, WA5EDX.
Okay, Byron. Yeah, you're right. 4th of July will be coming up here pretty quick. Try to keep them bottle rockets out of the power transformers. Down here, that's a constant. Anyways, people are crazy down here. That sounded good, Byron. That 830 still working like a hose. All right, Rusty, WK5R, are you around?
Keep them out of everybody's dry-ass pasture.
Yeah, I heard that. I don't know if Rusty's here or not.
Haven't heard him yet.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Well, Jim, you want to take a few?
I can take them one at a time.
Well, yeah, that's what I did.
All right, folks. This is KB5ZIV. You're listening to the Wednesday evening 3870 Boat Anchors Net. If you want to come in here with us, if you'll come with your call sign suffix one at a time, guys, slowly, please, I'll try and get you in here.
This is KI5TXY, Glenn in Nederland, Texas.
AI5TXY, come on in here.
Good evening, guys. My name is Glenn. I'm from Nederland, Texas. I'm a new ham operator within the last year or so. Recently got a general last year and working towards my extra.
Roger. Well, congratulations. I'm assuming you don't know, but you have stumbled across the Boat Anchors Unlimited net, which is the older tube-type radio guys, we do not turn anybody away, so it might pique your interest. Over.
Roger. I've heard of y'all's net before and actually have called into it maybe once or twice in the past. Over.
I do. Well, I'm not here as much as I used to be, but we have a lot of fun with this. We tried to get everybody's interest back into the older radios, which is not as easy as the newer stuff. Over.
Roger. My first radio was a Kenwood 440S, I believe. Operated on that for a little bit, and then kind of upgraded to a ICOM 7300. And still learning more about the radio and also about ham. Over.
I do. Well, a lot of radios you'll hear are pre-1970s tube-type stuff.
Roger. There's nothing wrong with the old stuff. Still works and does a good job. Over.
Yeah, if they ever do a nasty bomb, it'll be the only thing left. Anyway, you got anything for us this evening?
Some of the older radios, and eventually at some point in time I might get into one. Over.
I do. All right. You got anything else for us this evening?
Not at this time. Thank you very much for inviting me onto your net, and look forward to talking to people in the future. Over.
I do. Come back next Wednesday. We'll be here.
Roger. I'll look for you next Wednesday. Over.
I do.
This is KI5CXY signing out.
All right, folks. This is KB5ZIV. You're listening to the Wednesday evening 3870 Boat Anchors Net. If you'd like to check in with us this evening, if you'll come with your call sign suffix, please, guys, I'll try and get you in here.
This is Kilo Bravo 0, Uniform Oscar 0.
Hey, Perry, what's going on?
Hey, man, well, I thought I'd try to do that professionally. Maybe wouldn't step on anybody or somebody step on me. Hey, Jim, good evening to you, man. We turned on a heat kit a couple hours ago, and I was laying back here. You guys were getting the net all started up and going on, and Lynn was in there picking up 2 or 3 of the guys, and my heat kit made a funny sizzle noise, and I looked over at it, and the volume, the RF went down, and I bumped the key, and nothing come out of the power end of it. So I looked back at it again, and it looked like it was all lit up. I shut the light off and looked down inside, and it looked like it was all lit up, and then all of a sudden I started smelling something stinky. So anyway, we shut it off and reached over here and turned on the TS520, Jim. So I'm on the Kenwood 520, running through the little East Kit SP1000 amplifier, and to East Kit 2062, and out to the 75 meter amp. Anyhow, I'll sure let you get on down the list. Good evening to all the boat anchor guys from KBZO.
All right, Perry. Well, I'm cheating this evening, but I do have an antique Dentron that I'm driving, so this Clipperton L was only one of 50 that was built for a DX expedition, so anyway, it has a different logo than the rest of them. But hopefully it's working all right up there.
No trouble getting them up, Tim.
Hi, Jerry. My little KW is working.
Roger. Oh, you're 15 over or better.
Roger. Appreciate it, brother. right, folks, this is KB5ZIV. You're listening to the Wednesday evening 3870 Boat Anchors Net. If you'd like to check in with us this evening, if you'll come with your call sign and suffix, please, I'll try and get you in here. All right, Lynn, I think I whooped them into submission.
I think you did too, Jim. That was nicely done. And hello to Perry, if you're hearing me, Perry. Well, we're not going to have a lot of check-ins on a day when the sun is still shining. I'm looking out the window right now, and the sun's bright on the leaves of my trees here. So we're not going to have long skip this season of the year. We'll just have to wait a little bit till things get better. Then, of course, in the dead of winter, we have the opposite effect. But, hey, that's as good as it gets. Great, Net. Let's see if there's anybody else who wants to talk to me on this 1951 single sideband station. Anybody out there? I'm listening. We might have done it. Jay, you want to go right around the table one more and then maybe call it KM5QS, K5LYN?
All right. Yeah, we can do that. Let me see. This is KM5QS again. And I thought I was going to say something a minute ago, but I forgot what it was. So I guess I'll save it for later. Anyway, is there anyone else out there we haven't visited with yet, or somebody needs to recheck, whatever? Come now.
Jay, I got a comment.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, you said something. Boy, I got not my tongue. There was something said there about early on and things. I've been watching things here, listening to you guys, and everybody's starting to sound a little bit better as it goes in my location for what that's worth. I took up enough time, Jay. I'll shut up. KB0, you owe that.
Oh, okay, Perry. Well, yeah, it's 8 o'clock, so even though the sun's still up, it's going to change here in a little while, but still, it's got to cool off, I guess, before the atmosphere gets right. Who knows? All right, thank you, Perry. Anyone else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited?
Kill that bird or what? I ain't heard you.
Can anyone hear that station?
Yeah, the comment, go ahead.
Okay, I was just wondering if Jay killed that bird or what. We ain't heard it in a while.
Somebody said they heard something in a while.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, now you're better. Come on.
Okay, I was asking Jay if he rung the head on that bird or whatever because we hadn't heard it in a while.
Oh, you don't want to?
No, Jimmy, you don't want to.
By the way, I was on the wrong antenna.
Slap him.
Imagine that.
I'll let him babysit the bird for about a week.
Let him feed him.
Be careful, you might lose a finger.
That's what I was thinking.
All right. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to say. Over the years, I've collected a few things, more things than I probably need. Of course, that's not an uncommon thing that happens to us in this avocation. And come Belton, I'm liable to bring some stuff to Belton to up there, put on the table, and see if somebody wants. One of those things is actually in Uvalde. It's a old Yaesu. I think, what is that, Jim? A 401B?
That's it.
Yeah, it's a 401B. And I got it to where it would come on, and I don't remember if I ever got it to transmit or not, but it needs some help. And Jim hadn't had time, and he's got stuff going on, and I don't have time. So as is, if someone is tempted to try to resurrect it, we can make a really, really sweet deal with it on that thing. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to say how much because it's way too little. But if anyone's interested in it, just let me know, and I can make sure you'll be able to take it home after Belton in October. Unless you want to come. Well, no, I don't have it here, so I can't tell you to come here. But anyway, whatever. You might think about it. And I may have a few other things at Belton also, mostly boat anchor related, because I'm not going to get rid of the new stuff, but I do need to start thinning back. So anyway, that's all of that. Before I close her out, is there anyone else who would like to come in?
The 401B didn't have the VFO capacitor problem.
No.
Just in case somebody wants to know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know more about it than I do now, probably.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate everyone that checked in. We do this every Wednesday, like we've said 2 or 3 times already, and most of y'all already know that. We had a good list of regulars here, and we'll do it again next Wednesday. So until then, be safe, be careful, stay hydrated, and if you do decide to imbibe a little bit, always keep a bottle of water around so you can offset the... Don't dehydrate yourself worse. Anyway, happy 4th of July, and we'll see you next week. KM5QS, and back to Lynn or anyone else wants to pick it up.
Well, I just say that I'll stick with the Coors, Jay, and we'll go from there. And we'll look forward to longer skip. Great net, everybody. 73s, K5LYN.
Yeah, don't drink too damn much when you're out there in the sun.
Never in the sun, Jim. Only when we get inside and cool off. No, I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to say you Margaret to Missouri.
Okay, Perry, great to hear you. You can always get a signal through when nobody else can.
Well, I don't know about that, but whatever.
No, you've demonstrated it over and over. Great to hear you.
Yeah.
KC5WLF.
And this time he did it on a Kenwood.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I was just going to say, all you Northerners up there, come and get it. KC5WLF.
Yeah.